Hello, everybody. You are listening to WIDR Kalamazoo, and we are the Pop Effect Podcast. Your hosts are
Paige,
Emma,
and Olivia. Hello, everybody.
We're back. That sounded so weird.
That was kind of creepy, like a horror movie.
We're back.
Sunday fun day, everybody, and we have some fun topics today. It's kind of funny. We're kind of going back to our roots and only talking about 3 topics.
But that is because we're going to spend 30 minutes talking about the Oscars.
That's true.
Because there's a lot to talk about.
A lot to unpack.
And then we'll get into La Roche announcing his retirement and Sammy Sweetheart returning to Jersey Shore family vacation.
Woo!
We're so excited. We all love Jersey Shore here, so.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
The winners and the losers.
We probably won't be talking about losers that much.
I think, do we want to start off on like the really big high note, or
I mean, we can't like
I feel like there's no way to not like
not bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once literally won basically every category that they were in. I think besides one. Or did they?
I think they were nominated for 11 and won 7.
Okay.
But then combining all their awards, like the SAG awards and everything, they are now the most awarded film of all time.
Yeah.
Isn't that so amazing?
That is literally phenomenal, and it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Because that movie is phenomenal.
And the fact that it's an A24 movie, so it's like independent.
Yeah, and who doesn't love A24? Like,
No, literally.
come on. I'm a stan.
Anyway, so within these wins that they got, the biggest ones were they won both supporting roles. Keo Kwan won for the men and Jamie Lee Curtis won for the women, which was controversial. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then best directing, best actress in leading role, obviously Michelle Yeoh, and then best picture.
I like don't know, like I don't know. So like I'm just genuinely shocked because I forgot their names, but I know they have the same name. I forgot the names of them though.
The
directors.
Wait, is it Davids or Daniels?
I think it's Daniels.
Yeah.
When one of the Daniels was like, "This is my second film like I've ever like worked on," I was like, "Wow,
I know.
that is talent beyond belief."
And they I'm pretty sure they said that they met in college.
Yeah.
And then they made this film together. Isn't that so sweet?
Like, I just think every single person who won an award, even like outside of Everything Everywhere, was so grateful. And that's why even when if somebody I wanted to win didn't win, I still was just kind of like, okay, because like everyone just seems so grateful. And this is the closeout of like award season. This is like this is the moment. This is where you get your flowers and then you leave and you work on your projects and you all come back next year. But I loved it. I thought it was a phenomenal. I watched it for 4 hours. It was a great time.
Yeah, same. I watched the whole thing.
I was unable to watch it because it took me a lot longer to do one of my math assignments than I thought it would.
That's okay. It was a really, really, really long award.
Oh, yeah.
It went way past 11.
But it was so worth it.
I watched a lot of it like afterwards, just like in little clips. But it felt almost like how like the old like young Hollywood Oscars used to feel, where it was like the majority of the stars were like new, like not discovered really yet until this season.
Yeah.
Like the whole like when like Halle Berry when she was like. The excitement of like when she won, like the early 2000s vibes of like kind of everyone was kind of the underdog that was winning. So I got those vibes again.
Yeah. But also like a lot of people who did win, we kind of predicted that they were going to win.
But still, their reactions, it was like...
Oh, yeah, true. Like, a lot, especially Keo Kwan's speech was like so
sobbed. I actually sobbed during
saying,
that.
Like, Mom, I got an Oscar. But I do have to say about him, he literally won every single award that he was nominated for this whole
that is
year.
Phenomenal and so literally so well deserved. It's not even funny.
Especially after what he went through in the industry.
Yeah.
And like taking a break, there were so many like interviews of him being like, I'm scared it's gonna happen again, like just because I got this Oscar, like that doesn't mean that like my future is guaranteed, so I'm like nervous.
It's kind of sad, but it is true. Like in Hollywood you could literally be like the biggest star for like 10 years and then fall off.
But I feel like him sharing his story about that, and also Brendan Fraser like the both of them getting back into acting and then winning. Like, I think that is
that was beautiful.
Yeah. Also,
that was
Brendan
beautiful.
Fraser won Best Actor in Leading Role for The Whale.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Literally,
Like,
I don't think anyone wanted him to not win. Like, everyone wanted him to win.
Except for the people who are like, Austin Butler's so hot, he deserves to win.
Okay, let's be honest. Even like Olivia is like an Elvis lover, like the movie, right? Mm-hmm. And so are you, right?
Not as much as Olivia.
Okay,
yes.
And I think I can say even a lot of like my friends who are like Elvis movie stans, like I love Austin Butler. Like they were like, I don't want him to win. I want it to be Brendan. So
yeah, I don't think anybody was mad that he won.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think also he played like a biopic, and that's like a very common thing where whoever wins like best actor or best leading actor, whatever, they were in a biopic. So it's just like, so you're just celebrating Hollywood in another light, and they don't let, you know, like The Whale actually have like a chance to be like, you know what? This isn't a biopic, but it's pretty good. So so honestly, I didn't really care that much, to be honest. Like he won so many awards as well. Like I think him and Brendan were like battling it out.
Oh yeah.
So he got an award. It's good enough for me.
Yeah. Plus, after everything that like with like Hollywood like blacklisting him, it was, you could tell that it was like this was like needed, because it was one of the first times in a while that I've seen like an award show has actually made me like cry because of the person was so like grateful. Like it wasn't because it was like, oh, there was a sad moment remembering someone. It was like, it was actually like a happy moment, and there were happy tears. And I feel like we don't really get to see that a lot. It's always like kind of pretend shock, even though half the time they're told beforehand like you're gonna win, and it's like, oh my gosh, thank you to this and this person. But this time it was like a genuine, like, happy reaction, which I loved.
And I don't know if either of you noticed, but like when they were just talking about the nominees or presenting the nominees for Best Actor in Leading Role after Brendan Fraser, and it panned to him, he was like already crying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had tears in his eyes.
I know, I saw that. That was all over social media.
I love him.
Also, I think another reason why I don't think that these two actors are gonna, at least like not right away, like I think they're still gonna be pretty big, and they'll get a couple more like huge movies, because like obviously no matter who it is, it's not gonna last forever. But like, it's because people are like falling in love with them as people, not just actors. Like the whole thing of being like, oh, we don't have like movie stars anymore. Like if the actors, like if everyone loves the actor as a person, is like, oh, they actually deserve this, they aren't just some like Hollywood celeb who's getting millions and millions and millions just to like be rich and famous. Like I think they're going to be able to stick around for a while because of that.
I've been seeing a lot of tweets of being like, okay, who's next for their like reboot in the industry.
I know, but let's go. But I think we also need to talk about Michelle.
Oh my God.
Violently sobbed in my bed. Down. I was like, it was so worth it. I was like, I've sat here for 4 hours. If she doesn't,
4 hours long.
Yes. If she doesn't win this award, I'm like genuinely gonna be so upset.
Has it ever been that long before? I feel like it's usually not that long.
I don't know. I don't know why it was taking so long, but it was.
Well, also, I just hate Jimmy Kimmel, and then anywho, but
first, let's talk about Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Her speech, phenomenal. I loved when she was like, you know, don't let anybody tell you it's not your prime. And I was like, that's just so real, because women in the industry, it's like, oh, like you're 30, you're done.
Yeah.
Which can be seen in every industry as well. I think Taylor Swift is a phenomenal example with her line, like, somebody say, but I'm still here. It's like, she is 33 and she still has this hype that Olivia Rodrigo would have had. Yeah.
And like even in her song 7, she said, I peaked at 7, which is like her 7th album, Lover. But then she like literally was like all in the charts for Midnight.
No, because she literally said like in her documentary that like she was like, this is probably my last chance to have like a big album. Like I'm not going to be as like, people aren't going to care about me as much.
Wild?
Which is crazy, because since then, like, I think everyone can agree that like Folklore was her most like it was like her most like listened to like cult classic like listened to album.
But not really commercial success though.
Not commercial success, but like people who listen to it, even people who aren't Taylor Swift Taylor Swift fans, they like still listen to it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point.
So Michelle Yeoh obviously made history. She's the first Asian woman to win in this category, and she's the second woman of color ever to win in this category.
Which is insane.
It's literally all been white people, Halle Berry and Michelle Yeoh. So when Halle Berry got to present to Michelle Yeoh like that.
I didn't realize that she presented. I only saw the video of like her winning.
No, yeah, she like presented and they hugged, and it was like such a cool moment between the two of them. Hopefully we get more people of color winning that category.
I would agree. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little scared because I mean obviously she deserved it, but it's like you just never know with the Oscars. You really just never do.
Especially with All Quiet in the Western Front when they kept winning. I was like,
when I kept hearing like there's like suspenseful music, I was like, I was so mad. I was like, I get it, whatever.
Yeah. I was nervous, but especially for Best Picture. I was like, oh my God, please, like, I was so really scared. I was like, I'm 90% sure Everything Everywhere All at Once is gonna win, but there's that 10% of me that's like, maybe All Quiet on the Western
they just
Front,
kept winning.
They just kept winning.
The most irritated I was with somebody not winning was the Babylon soundtrack not winning. I almost
who won?
I think it was All Quiet
on the Western Front.
I was so genuinely so mad. I've never been that mad about a award ceremony in so long. That's all I wanted. Oh my God. I was like, and they just didn't win. I was like, okay, whatever. Like,
here's the thing though, with a lot of the big categories, at least like the individual ones, I feel like for the last like 10 years, at least like 70% of the things winning were Oscar bait. But I feel like this year that wasn't necessarily true.
Oh, I thought all the films that were like nominated for everything, especially Best Picture, were all worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really genuinely thought that they all were, but I was just like, come on, Babylon. I just love that movie, so I was irritated. I still haven't seen All Quiet, and I'm more irritated now to go see it.
I don't think I'm gonna.
Is it still in
theaters?
It's on Netflix.
It's on. It's just been on Netflix. It's a Netflix film. I probably will not be watching that. I do want to watch I know they didn't win anything, but Banshees of Inisherin. My mom watched that and she said it was hilarious. So I kind of want to watch it.
I do want to watch that, but I was just, it's fine.
Also, Tar didn't win anything either.
That was really surprising.
They didn't win a single
because
award.
her, especially with like Kate and Michelle, they were going back and forth of who won like the big awards. So I was like, Elvis also didn't win an award. Babylon didn't win an award. Oh my God. The Batman didn't win an award.
True. Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that. I'm not gonna lie though, because the amount of like
the Batman.
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever only won. Here, I'll get into this now. Then, now that I brought it up, but did I interrupt you?
No, I'm just.
Sorry. Okay. They didn't. The only award they won was costume design, right?
Yep.
Which
I think so. I'll Google.
Ruth Carter. She's obviously the fashion designer or the costume designer. She is the first Black person to win 2 Oscars.
Literally, how?
I know. No, that's like everybody's like, how are we this like? How are we in 2023?
It's because
and they're still first in front of like Black person for an award.
Honestly,
that was insane when I heard that.
It's probably because the Oscars are like, it's like the Oscars are like the like peak in film awards, so it's the most prestigious, so it's the most that like. It like, let's be honest, it's mostly like run by it's mostly catered to white men.
Yep.
Because like that half the time that's the majority of the people who are producing the award shows, the people that are handling who's winning, the people that are doing whatever, and they're just giving all the opportunities of like everything. They're setting it up so that it is just continuously like just white men winning.
And to go off of that, that's a very good point. You could see even when like people were presented their award and giving their speeches, they always kept the white men, like they gave them time to speak. But when the 2 Indian women won for their film, only one of them was able to talk and the other one was cut off.
It happened so many times. I was in genuine shock. I was like,
and it was always for women or people of color. It was never for white people.
Like they literally just want like the old white men who are like they want the not even just like it's just like they want the people that are going to keep Hollywood as it is and not like wanting to progress it and being like, oh, well, you just have to follow the rules of whatever. Like you have to do, like you have to just like do whatever you need to get by instead of whatever. But
just a reminder, you're listening to 89.1 WIDR FM online at widrfm.org.
They just want people who are going to keep the Oscars like kind of like old timey.
Yep.
They don't want to like have like, because like even Brendan Fraser, I'm telling you right now, he's an old white man. Yeah. He's not exactly like he like has spoken out about certain things in Hollywood that are like, he's speaking against like the old timey norms of Hollywood.
Yeah.
So,
which is why it's so funny, because when Everything Everywhere won everything, that felt like old Hollywood. That felt that people were genuinely like excited to see somebody win. And it was so old Hollywood. I think also none of them really have social, well, they do, but like they're not like crazy like posting on it, whatever. Like you have to also like, you have to adapt. Like obviously they're gonna have social media because we're in 2023.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense unless like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of who. I feel like they all are on it now. I know Jennifer Aniston was not on Instagram for a while, but then she pulled up.
Jennifer Lawrence isn't.
There we go.
True.
Yeah.
There,
like I just looked so sad. Josh Hutcherson deleted all of his Instagram posts.
No.
Literally, like I like
was in the corner sobbing.
I might have a minor crush on that man at the moment, but
minor is the wrong word.
The
major.
Wrong sentiment, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's it is like a thing though where a lot of these like people like Daisy Jones in the Six, like Sam, he like how old is he? And he
36.
Yeah, and everyone was like pushing him to get on TikTok. Like all of the like 30-something-year-olds that were never on it, they're like just slowly everyone is being put on TikTok.
Yeah, even like at the Oscars, like the before like the carpet and everything, Ashley Graham was interviewing Hugh Grant and was like, you need to get on TikTok, and he was like, wait, was that him or Pedro?
No, that was a
Pedro
really
Pascal.
controversial interview though.
That was Pedro Pascal that she was talking to.
Oh
but
no,
she was
her
like,
and Hugh Grant were like, everyone was like, it was just so awkward, and everyone was saying that he was making her uncomfortable, but in reality he was just kind of using like dry British humor.
He's just a British
from what
man.
I've heard, and because it was
Leave
just,
my man
it was
alone.
awkward. It was awkward, but it wasn't like when everyone was saying uncomfortable, I was like, oh my god, what did he say? But in reality, it was just like weird.
Also, that man has been in and out of the industry. Like he doesn't care about TikTok. He doesn't care. If anything, they only use TikTok literally for
promote.
I mean, like you said, Daisy Jones in the Six is a great example. Every single person except Suki, because she was on it before, all use it just to either promote their own stuff, but also intertwining with Daisy Jones in the Six. Because like, you're a 30-year-old man. Why would you want to be on TikTok where 12-year-olds are like dancing to, I don't know, I just want to rock. Like, why would you? Why would you want to see that unless you're a weirdo? But
no, literally,
literally,
all the stuff that they're posting is just like behind the scenes videos that they took, like fun stuff, and you can tell that they're like in the nicest way possible. Sam, he's like trying to like pretend to be enthusiastic about it, but you can tell that he just does not want to do it. Like it's so funny every time they're taking TikTok videos. He's so like sarcastic and just not serious and doesn't want to be there. And that's kind of like a common thing with like a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
Getting on TikTok.
I think we need to talk about something. And it's the controversy of Jamie Lee Curtis winning supporting actress.
Yeah.
It's the burden is on the shoulders. It needs to be released. The problem is that the problem when people are like, oh my God, like she deserved her flowers. Her and Angela Bassett are the exact same age.
Yeah.
So shouldn't Angela get her flowers as well?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Wait, what was her performance was for everything?
Yeah,
everywhere.
Okay. So Stephanie Hsu, who's also nominated in this category, she had a way bigger supporting role than Jamie Lee Curtis. That's the problem. Also a problem with Angela Bassett. But just speaking about the movie per se.
Overall, though, who do you think had the better performance?
Oh, Stephanie Hsu.
Okay.
Because she has she's literally the daughter of, like, she's a queer daughter of a woman who, like, does not accept the fact that she's queer.
Yeah.
So it's, like, literally, like, such a heartfelt role. She literally, like, Emma, you need to watch it. Because, like, literally, her character in every single multiverse is just so iconic.
Literally, like
Jamie Lee Curtis was in it way less than Stephanie was, and Stephanie's performance definitely was outstanding in that. More say
like outshined.
Yeah, 100%. And then
have either of you seen Wakanda Forever?
No.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, Angela, she literally gave the performance of, like, everyone's saying the performance of a lifetime. A movie has not made me, like, on separate occasions cry that much because of the performance. It's always because of, like, the theatrics, like Titanic. Oh, it's just sad, even the idea of that happening, because it was, like, a movie has never made me cry like that because of a single actress's performance ever in my life. Ever. Like, she put her heart and soul into that.
Yeah.
And I honestly am. I'm just a little heartbroken for her because that was kind of like, the movie was also like a tribute to Chadwick, who unfortunately passed away from cancer, and was not able to be in the second one. And it was literally like a love letter to his character. It was like, it was on, like, the movie wasn't what it could have been, but her performance specifically was the best part about that movie.
Yeah.
Like, it hands down. So I personally think that she should have won.
Oh yeah, I think Angela Bassett should have won.
Yeah,
I think everybody.
I think you guys really would enjoy the movie for her alone.
Oh yeah, I will definitely get.
I love Angela Bassett. Like,
it was like, yeah, it was less of like
she did the thing.
No, literally
did the thing. No, literally, it was like it was a lot more than just a Marvel movie, because let's be honest, half the time Marvel movies now, like, I can't even keep up with them. There's so many, but half the times Marvel projects are about getting laughs or getting shock value. It's not about, like, they don't really focus on, like, the writing or, like, the plot building or just deciding, like, hey, maybe this doesn't need to be 10 different projects. Maybe we don't need to have all of these subplots, but maybe some subplots are actually important that should be in there.
Yeah.
And I felt like this one was a lot more serious. It was a lot more heartfelt. They actually touched on things that needed to be touched on. Unfortunately, I do think that the only reason they did that is because of Chadwick passing away. But still, it was a fantastic movie.
I need to see it. I actually do.
Yeah.
It is over 3 hours long. But
hey, been there.
Actually, it might be almost 3 hours. I don't know.
So yeah,
that's a walk in the park.
That's basically the controversy. I mean, not saying that Jamie Lee Curtis is not a phenomenal actress.
No,
we're not saying
close.
that. We're just saying that compared to the other two, I think it kind of shows some white privilege.
Yes.
I think also she's just had better roles where she would how do I explain this? She has had roles that should have been an Oscar-winning performance.
Over this one.
This just wasn't. But, I mean...
Nepotism, baby.
And let's go. But, I mean...
Yeah,
it
was
say much
kinda,
anymore.
But what I'm confused about, though, is that I genuinely feel like Jamie Lee was not, like... Everyone was... It's not like people are saying, like, oh, Angela Bassett, like, she deserves it, but she's not going to get it. It's like, it was the thing where she was, like, the front runner.
Yeah.
So, like, Jamie Lee was made to seem like the underdog. In a way of, like, her, like, not being the front runner, but still winning. I'm not saying she was.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I'm saying
she had won awards for it.
I know. It was set up in the way for it to seem like, nobody expected her to win. She's so happy. She's so grateful, like, crying on stage.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get that. I get that. It's a good point. Okay. I have one question. So there's usually, like, an iconic Oscar moment every single year. What do you guys think is the iconic Oscar moment? Not that anything really, like, stood out per se this time, but, like, what do you think?
Jimmy Kimmel's god-awful performance.
Yeah, especially the Malala question.
Oh!
That.
I was so upset. Genuinely so upset when he was trying to... I was like, really?
You think this woman
cares
about Harry Styles and Chris Pine?
literally.
Like, that's literally the only memorable thing, is because of how bad it was. Like, it was so
her outfit was
bad.
Such a slay, though.
It's Malala, duh.
I know. Well, no, the thing is, though, I feel like even our generation, who, like, doesn't really, let's be honest, half the time some of the younger kids aren't educated in some of the things that they need to be and don't respect certain people. Everyone was like, Malala's, like, not the person. Like,
everyone respects her.
Like,
how are you going to disrespect Malala? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to disrespect Malala, bro? Like, oh my God.
Her comment was so classy. She was like, I just talk about peace.
Literally,
it's like work.
She was like, I'm just here because like I have to be.
I'm just here to say, hey, like,
you know, I almost said a curse word. You know darn well she would rather probably be at home watching this on her TV and not like not. She'd probably be at home like asleep, resting,
wouldn't watch
relaxing.
It, period. She's above the Oscars. She's above Hollywood, especially. But literally, that's just awful. Other than the Little Mermaid trailer.
Yeah, Little Mermaid trailer. I didn't see that.
I'm so excited for that. But also, actually, there was kind of a controversy between Gaga's performance and then Rihanna's performance.
What?
You haven't heard this? Have you heard
it?
Yeah, I was about to say, explain.
So pretty much, Gaga's performance was really like stripped back, which is when you think of like her like 2019 like VMA performance, 2019 no, 2009 like VMA performance, and you're like,
it's kind of funny the difference.
Yeah, and she was, you know, she was just like singing whatever, like in ripped jeans and a t-shirt, but then you know, Rihanna, she's pregnant again. She has like a beautiful outfit on, like she's like rising into the sky, like singing "Lift Me Up," and people were like, oh, it's really interesting that Gaga can have a stripped down performance, but Rihanna is pregnant and had to do all these like quote unquote like theatrics.
Well, wouldn't?
And I was kind of like,
I'm gonna be honest though, I think if Rihanna had done a stripped down thing, her voice alone everyone would have praised it the same way.
And that's why it didn't really
I think Rihanna's just like very theatrical in a different sense.
And the funny thing is, well, it wasn't even really theatrics. They were just mad that Gaga was wearing ripped jeans and a t-shirt and Rihanna's pregnant, which also was like, okay, so you're pretty much saying that pregnant women can't do what like normal just women who are walking around on the street can do. So I'm just like I don't even know. I was just like, I just did not know where it was coming from. And then people were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
I think people might have just wanted like the crazy Lady Gaga performances, especially considering the fact that when she walked the runway, she was like glammed out. So they were they probably like
butt out as well. Like it was like the whole squat up, but like I was just so confused when people were. I was like, "What?"
And "Hold My Hand" is such a like. It's like a ballad. It's not like a pop.
What do you think she's gonna do? Is go around like
when she did
blood out of her, lift me up? Like what?
When Lady Gaga did that with the Cooper guy, Bradley
Cooper.
When they did it, like she was. I'm sorry, I do not know celebrities' names. When she did that performance with him, yes, they were both glammed up, but it was a very like stripped down, intimate performance, and nobody said anything about that, like, because they were literally
she was in a gown.
They were literally just at
I literally didn't get it. I was like, I do not understand, because literally you are out here saying that like a pregnant woman has to do what she is doing.
That makes no sense.
That she also like Rihanna, because she's pregnant, she doesn't have like the ability. If she didn't want to do it, you know damn well that Rihanna would have said, "Oh no, you don't have. You can. I'll sit. I'll do whatever I want."
Yeah.
You think Rihanna's gonna let somebody tell her what to do?
No.
All she did was just stand, sing, lift up a little bit, lift down. That was literally it.
Yeah. Like
I'm kind of confused, because wouldn't people say like, "Oh, Gaga didn't do enough," because she was just sitting down?
People just want to be mad at Rihanna.
Literally, why? Like, that's a normal performance.
People thought it was racist. People thought it was racist because people thought that, well, Rihanna's a black woman who's pregnant and she has to put on more of a show than a white woman who has been in the industry for that long.
But
that's not the norm.
But then you also
be
her artistic, like...
Exactly. And then also, you're, like, victimizing a pregnant woman. Like, if she wants to stand and sing, let her do it.
Also, she literally gave like a 10 times more like crazy like energetic performance at the Super Bowl, and people were saying that she wasn't doing enough.
Exactly. And she was pregnant then. Like,
that was literally a month and a half ago.
Which is just so funny, because it's just like, black women can't do anything. Women and as a whole can't even do anything. Gaga can't have a performance without somebody commenting and being like, why isn't it 2009 paparazzi? Rihanna can't just stand, look pretty, sing her heart out and then just be like,
it's also the
Oscars. You can't win.
It's also the Oscars, not like not the VMAs. The Oscars are supposed to be like
more classy, in a sense.
Classy. And like the thing is, when Beyonce was pregnant with twins, she had that one crazy performance. Do you guys remember that?
Deja vu.
Yeah, and like and nobody said anything like, "Oh, she's too pregnant to be doing that." They were like, "Oh my God, it's Beyonce."
Also, she wasn't really showing though as much as Rihanna is right now. Like she wasn't very,
Yeah.
But
either way, they're just trying to put women down for no reason.
Literally, point blank, period.
And half the time it's women saying that, which makes no sense.
Dropping the mic.
Okay, that's our Oscar talk.
Yeah.
If you want any more details about it, look it up. We're gonna take a break. See you in not see you, I guess.
Speak to you.
Yeah, speak to you in a couple minutes. Okay, bye.
Hello, everybody.
We're back.
All right. We're on.
Get into the drama.
You're about to get some fashion drama today.
This
is probably the biggest thing that happened this week.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
The people that may not know who this person is, we're like, you need just like know that this is a very big deal.
It's a huge deal for anybody who follows fashion or
literally just celebrities. Like if you know celebrities, you probably know someone that this person is.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna let the fashion girl take over.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So if you do not know, La Roche is a fashion stylist, and not really. I hate calling him a fashion stylist because he is clearly so more. He's such a visionary. He is. If you've ever seen the iconic video of Zendaya on the Met Gala carpet 2019 for the camp theme, and her fairy godfather, that is La Roche, and did the whole, it's glittering, it's blue, oh my God, it's Cinderella. And even with him, I'm not gonna get into that because that was like 2019, but even him just talking about what that even stood for, like that whole image, because she's about to shed it and go to Rue for Euphoria after being on Disney Channel. Like, he is a visionary. And what day was it? I think it was literally the day after, like Tuesday or Monday,
that Euphoria premiered. Or
no, that he posted on.
It was a day or two after the Vanity Fair.
Yes.
After party.
He announced that he was going to retire because he was done with the politics, done with the lies and the false narratives that were placed against him. And of course, since everyone is so chronically online nowadays, everyone was speculating, okay, who gave him the last prick, and he's like, I'm done. You have literally stabbed me in the back so many times, I am done. I don't want to speculate because
I didn't even think it was a person. I think it was like the public.
I know the whole story. Okay. Everybody thought that it was about him not being offered a front row seat at a Louis Vuitton show that he showed up with Zendaya.
Yeah.
Because he said that he always sits next to Zendaya at these shows just because they're comfortable with each other.
It's just like a known fact that's happening.
But he didn't have a chair, and there was a video of it, and everybody thought that was why he retired, because he was disrespected by
I heard about
Louis
this.
Vuitton. Yeah. But he cleared it up, and he was like, no, that's actually not true. I have no beef with them. They were all just
confused.
Yeah, it was just we were confused. We were running late. And there's just there was no chair there.
Yeah.
Also, really quick before you continue, in the video, the chair that Zendaya was pointing to was for her assistant, because her assistant gets to watch the show as well. She was not pointing for Law to go sit there. No. It was literally just saying, okay, well, this is where my assistant's gonna sit. I don't know where you're supposed to sit right now.
Because people were saying that Law should be mad at Zendaya for trying to get him to sit behind her.
No, Law.
And he was
he immediately went on he was on some podcast and he immediately cleared the air. It was that is not what was happening. We were all just confused about where my seat was.
Yeah. But apparently, the real tea is that he had a sixth client for the Vanity Fair Oscar party, because the only people who wore a look styled by him were Hunter Schafer, Megan Thee Stallion, Kerry Washington, Haley Steinfeld, and Eve Jobs. Okay. There was a sixth person.
All people who are known for always looking fabulous.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally flawless.
But he had a sixth client that was not Zendaya. Don't speculate. That they were having miscommunications, and her publicist, I think, was like talking bad about him and kind of made his client think bad about him. And she ended up not wearing his look to the Oscar party, but she still went. Nobody knows who it was, so let's not like speculate to anybody out there.
Is there anyone that you can tell me after that might be?
I don't know. No one knows. I literally don't know who was, because everyone thought it was going to be one of the people who
everyone was saying it was Eve Jobs, and then people were like, no.
The people that I saw said it was Kerry Washington. And
that was the other one I did hear as well, though.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's just this anonymous other celebrity client nobody knows of, but that was like his breaking point, and he was like, I'm done. So he calls like the girls that he styled for the Oscar party. He said that's his like final 5 looks. And
wait, I'm kind of sad that Zendaya's not in there though, because they've had such like an iconic.
No, but he's gonna continue working. Yeah, with
he's
working.
Oh my gosh!
She's gonna be his only.
I'm not
client.
even gonna lie. I literally was only worried about Zendaya because I'm like, she's known for looking fabulous, and while I'm sure she has great fashion taste, let's be so honest. The reason that she is able to look that good 24/7 is because of him.
Yeah.
Like she has a whole career to worry about. Like
everyone knows that. But also it is important to know that wait, I forgot I was literally gonna say.
I'm sorry. You were probably rambling so much.
Oh wait, hang on.
We're just all really passionate about Zendaya.
I will remember, don't fear.
Okay.
Continue chatting.
Okay.
So like if any of the people out there don't really know like what like his style is, just go to like Haley Steinfeld's or Zendaya's Instagram looks. They have you could tell that they're styled by the same person, and it's just always flawless. Go ahead, look, they look amazing. Olivia, go ahead.
When Law Roach was talking about Zendaya on the podcast, and he was like, I don't even think that I even have to be her stylist. I just have to be around her, and I know that she's going to like ask for my opinion, and he just always wants to be there for her, and literally has been with her since 2012. Like, you don't just like throw that relationship away, which is why I bet that was really hard for Zendaya when everyone's trying to come at her, because I feel like also in reality everyone likes to tear down women. Zendaya's really never had a controversy ever. Nothing that I can't even remember, and that's how you know if you had a controversy. And the fact that people were like jumping at the chance. They were like, yes, oh my god, a woman that hasn't been destroyed, let's go. And it was literally she could not have done anything, which is even funnier because they expect her to be like, actually Law decides to go here. You think she's gonna go up to Louis Vuitton and be like, no, hey girl, can you like put like my BFF here? No,
you have to be like Hollywood like royalty to even be able to like just randomly go up and talk to him.
So I just think that it just
there is one time that people try to cancel Zendaya. It was when Bella Thorne was like going off the deep end, and they were like, you guys used to be besties there for each other, like you should be like doing something to help her. And because Zendaya was not publicly making statements, people tried to cancel her for
literally who cares? That is so irrelevant.
It was not valid, but it was a thing for like a summer.
That is so irrelevant. Like who is Bella Thorne? Nobody knows. That's literally so irrelevant. Literally, you can try to tear down Zendaya.
That's the only thing that I could think of. I wasn't saying that I agreed with that.
But even that, you had to dig into your brain and think about that. Like, literally, like, I'm not saying that Zendaya's not on quote unquote, I hate saying this word, but for the chronically online people, like, cancelable. But, like, just anything to tear down a woman. But I think that with Law Roach especially, I think just calling him a stylist is just not. It's a disservice. He is a visionary in fashion. Like, we all love Zendaya because of Law.
Yeah,
and
she wouldn't be the icon that she was without him.
They literally like strategically implemented her into the fashion like world, because she would like show up to random events that didn't even like highlight her in any way, just so she could go to show off her fashion and people would talk about it. And they did that for years.
That honestly, I think that like that's because she was respected for fashion way before everyone even like tied her to like Euphoria.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I think that's genuinely the reason that she was able to, like, so easily shed her, like, Disney persona, because a lot of the stars, they really struggle with being, like, adult and, like, showing that they're, like, grown up, but they aren't like trying to like lash out through their clothes. Like Law was able to execute that almost flawlessly.
Yeah.
Where it was like, okay, she's now a grown up, but I'm not putting her in a like Miley Cyrus like bangers era outfit. Yeah. Like it was she was able to go like through the phases of her life and like look a certain way, and now it's to the point where Zendaya could literally never act or sing another day in her life, but people would still respect her as like a style icon. Like she would still continue to show up to red carpets and people would be like, oh, she's best dressed.
You like, every single time. Who Zendaya is.
Yes.
I mean, it can even be like, especially, I guess, with our parents now, it's like, oh, why does it look so familiar? It's like, oh, she's on Shake It Up. Even if they remember her from Shake It Up, you still know who Zendaya is.
Yes. Like, we don't know Bella.
Is why when Law was, literally, and that's why when Law was talking about the 2019 Met Gala in, what's it called? Zendaya's, like, quote unquote, like, you know, her last hurrah being a Disney star is Cinderella. Like, that is why he's a visionary, and I totally agree that Zendaya is. I'm not saying she got like her acting skills from him. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the respect that she has now is because of her fashion, which is a really big tactic. A great example of this right now is what's it called? Brad Pitt. He's trying to fight all the allegations, which are not allegations; they are true.
Actual.
But everyone's like, oh my god, but his street style's so good. Which is just why, like, when people are like, oh, it's fashion. No. Fashion literally can get you out of a scandal. I'm not even joking. People are literally, like, making edits of just his street style. And that is just living proof that fashion is so important. And people they're like, no, it's just jeans and t-shirt. No, it's not. Brad Pitt is literally going to possibly have a resurgence in his career because he can wear a pink sweater and jeans and somehow, like, quote unquote, look good when he's walking.
That is so wild.
And that's why he's going to have a resurgence.
The fashion world is wild.
I also want to mention about Zendaya, I think she's easily, even while she was still, maybe not during her Shake It Up era, that was, fashion-wise, that was a little rough, but during her Casey Undercover era, like, while she was on Disney Channel, she was easily the best one. Like, even on the show, you could tell, like, I always think of her in that one, like, blue dress with her and her mom accidentally wearing the same blue dress, but I'm pretty sure that Law was like styling her while she was still on Casey Undercover and was able to like take her away from that like Disney. Like half the time people didn't even realize that she was still on Disney because they were like saw her as such like they saw her in a way that was like separate from that because of her style. I know that I'm kind of saying the same thing over and over with different points, but I just wanted to add that on.
Sense to me. You're listening to 89.1 WIDR FM online at widrfm.org.
And with that, we're talking about Sammy Sweetheart.
Listen, I am a Sammy Sweetheart stan. Yes, I have been waiting for the day that she returns to Jersey Shore. She got so, like, she was treated so unfairly on that show.
Yes, 100%. Everyone took the side that should not have been taken. Did she do things bad? Yes, but
that's because
it's because she was kind of retaliating,
emotionally manipulated, which is there's just so much to unpack with just like her and Ronnie, because I mean you could go
the bed incident.
Could go back and forth, but I don't even think we should talk about that because that's in the past and she deserves to have a future where, you know, she gets, you know, not even like a redemption arc because she never needed one, but more so just her time to shine without Ron being there.
Yeah. I think it is relevant though to explain why she left.
Okay, let's make a general like
we're not saying specifics.
I just want to explain Jersey Shore to people who do not know. So Jersey Shore is a reality TV show of people from New Jersey and some people from New York, and just like living in a house for like a few months at the Jersey Shore, and it literally there's like 6 seasons of it. It is so iconic.
It's one of the best television shows ever.
Because the people who have come from that show are literally like celebrities. Like, they are so iconic.
Which is insane because you don't really see that nowadays. You don't see like Love is Blind blowing up. You don't really see Too Hot to Handle. You would perceive them as like influencers. No, these are like Snooki is a household name. Before I even like, you know, had the like maturity to like watch Jersey Shore. I still knew who she was when I was 10. Like, it was still like, oh my god, it's Snooki.
Yeah, the women are a lot more memorable than the men. I will say.
Well, duh.
So basically, that show ended in 2012 or 13. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But there's a new reboot of Jersey Shore. It's called Jersey Shore Family Vacation.
There's also
and it's
a Floribama Shore.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant.
It's so good. It's so good.
But it's not Jersey Shore. Anyways, but so it's like basically every single person who was on the original Jersey Shore came back besides Sammy.
Yes.
Because if you watch the original Jersey Shore, you know that she and Ron had a relationship with each other, and it was one of the most toxic relationships I've ever seen on television in my entire life. And he was asked to come back for the reboot, but
I think they both were.
Oh, they probably both were, but she said no, obviously, because Ron was coming back. But now he's not on the show anymore.
Yes, because didn't he like go to jail?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Exactly. They're literally proving my point. He's wild.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, it was not good.
I watched a little bit of Family Vacation, and that's like a lot about the first season. It's about his new relationship with the new girl, and it was wild.
I haven't gotten that far. I'm still on like season whatever Olivia's watching.
Have you watched it all the way through though?
I think I've watched mostly through season 4, but the problem is that I just like I wasn't a reality TV watcher until like quarantine, and even then I was like, I didn't really
get every season.
Yeah.
I'm on season 5. I haven't started it yet. I'm like, I think I'm genuinely waiting for me to finish Daisy Jones and the Six, rewatch it a few times, and then I can like reset myself. I can start reading books again. I can like I'm literally in like a state of just like 70s rock, which honestly I always am, but like just really heightened right now. But then after like that, maybe after like the fashion show, after like that like week and a half before, I'm like, all right, I'm back. I'm back. Evelyn Hugo, let's go. Like Jersey Shore, I'm back.
No, literally, it's so good.
But I love it. I love everything about Jersey Shore.
I think it's a good thing to point out that I think that quarantine is a big factor in this, that everyone was like inside their house and was just trying, like desperate to find something new to watch.
Yeah.
But Jersey Shore is one of the very few like reality TV shows from like a while ago, when kind of everyone who's like college age, young adult right now, when we were all like not even like 10 years old when these things were starting. It's cool that these have lasted so well.
Yeah.
And they're so entertaining that us, like, let's be honest, reality TV shows nowadays have to be like they have to be so like crazy, like saturated, like everything's wild because our brains just need to be like whatever. But like Jersey Shore has stood the test of time.
Well, a lot of the reality TV shows now are competition shows. They're not like, because even you have a Too Hot to Handle, that's a competition show.
Yeah,
you're competing for money basically.
I miss Love Island.
Love is Blind. You're like, it's like love. There's not like any like
just like a core group of friends.
Just like just people living their lives like there used to be.
I mean, there is, but they just aren't like as
they're not popular.
No, because everyone's trying. They're the thing is, these people were like so organically crazy themselves that nowadays people will go onto reality TV and they try and like find, like the producers try and find people who can like replicate. Even if it's like in kind of a new way, they try to find people who's gonna like replicate the craziness of like Snooki, JWoww, like Pauly D.
Yeah, but also we're a lot censored now, and that's I could talk about censorship in media. I kid you not, for days on end. You're just never going to be able to watch a show like Jersey Shore again in like,
it was like
the 2020s decade, because I mean, none of the guys on there are angels. They say some really messed up things. They do mess up things. The girls, I love them. They're not angels either. A lot more like, common sense wise. But like that show only like ages well because of the characters, and that's why it stood the test of time. As we all know, that is not rocket scientist. I mean, like Snooki. like Snooki. Like Snooki is Snooki.
Like there's literally a character in a Pixar movie based off of her.
Yeah. Like the you are Snooki.
Like the Godfather's daughter was like based off of her in Zootopia.
Yep.
Like the rat, she almost got hit with a giant donut.
What?
She was like a mouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Anywho, though,
sorry, I love that movie.
I'm personally excited to see Sammy back because I think that she deserves her flowers, and I think that she deserves to, you know, capitalize on the fact that she was in Jersey Shore in the first place.
Yeah,
because
tell her side of the story.
And I'm gonna be so honest. She, compared to the rest of them, she aged so well.
Yeah,
it is insane. Like I know that the rest of them, like literally all the girls and almost all the guys, are like they definitely did things to like change their appearance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Sammy didn't. However, she just, you can tell that like she stepped away from like the partying, the going under tanning beds 24/7, the stress of it. And you can just tell that she was able to like relax and like not be like so like she was able to have like a chill normal life. Like she's pretty much like for a while I think she was like a mental health influencer. But not even that, like she had like multiple businesses, but she would like just post all about being like,
she has her own clothing.
It's Sweetheart something.
Yeah, Sweetheart something. But yeah,
maybe Co.
I am very excited. I don't really prefer the newer reboot. Like it's just not as interesting. But I will be watching when Sammy comes back.
Yeah, so, and at least like a compilation on YouTube.
I'm literally just gonna watch episodes probably.
Is it only on cable or is it gonna be streaming?
It's on Paramount Plus, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it then.
All of the Jersey Shore stuff is on Paramount. There's literally like the original Jersey Shore, there's JWoww and Snooki, that show where they live together.
Oh, that was so
And
good.
then there's Pauly D and Vinny's love show, like their competition show where they find girlfriends. Actually, Pauly D's still dating the girl
that's actually so cute.
Oh.
How long have they been together?
3 years maybe.
Aww.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like his like his recent like longest relationship. And and then there's obviously the reboot. I have only watched the original Jersey Shore because the other ones I'm like, okay, it's not like
it's
not the same.
I feel like it's kind of the thing where you want like the quote like the fantasy to go on, but the reality is that you're just never going. It's never gonna happen like that again. Like you're never going to get the early 2000s ever again.
Yeah,
literally ever again. So it's just kind of like you gotta take it for what it is.
They're also all like a lot of them have kids. They're all like they're like in their like mid to I think some of them are even in their almost late 30s. I don't know.
Some are in their 40s.
Oh, okay. So in their 40s. So like you just gotta realize that like you can't be doing the same partying. Like they have kids, they have responsibilities, and frankly they're probably much more worried about their health now.
Except the meatballs still go hard with the like drinking and stuff like that. Love them.
I saw a thing though about like how Dina had to have like an intervention last season because her parents were like threatening to take her off. Or maybe that I like saw it.
The reboot or the original?
My mom says Mike is in his 40s. It might have been the original. I just saw something about like
say because you're gonna see Dina in season 6.
Is she like crazy?
Just be prepared for her like literally going off the deep end.
Oh, can't wait.
It's like
apparently Mike is sober.
Yeah, he is. Oh my God, that's a good.
But I just want to like I think the reason that like
he went to jail for tax fraud.
They literally half of them went to jail. Half of them went to jail. No, but I think it's good to like.
I'm not expecting that to come out of your mouth.
To point out that we like obviously like they aren't in their 20s and they aren't like in their very early like just turned 21 20s anymore. So they're not gonna want to do like the crazy partying things. And let's be honest, that's half the reason that was so entertaining because even if they weren't out at a bar, they were at the beach drinking. They were.
Where's the beach?
Where's the beach?
That's Snooki getting arrested.
Like no, literally. I think I was literally talking about this because we like watched it together, and I was just like, all they literally do wake up, like gym tan laundry, but like they just wake up, They'll eat some food on Sundays. They'll go to the bar every night. They'll bring girls home every night. The girls will make fun of the girls every single night. It is literally repetitive, but it's so good. It is good.
Also, how has no one had like liver cancer yet? I'm so confused. Like seeing that, I'm just like thinking like drinking that heavily that often for even like, because I'm pretty sure that they like carried on like throughout like when it wasn't summer, when they weren't filming, they were like going to events and drinking to like be like promoters kind of. Yeah. Like they would get paid to like go to events. Talk
all the time how, you know, what the whole like Mike hooked up with Snooki thing, and they were like, what? Because that wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
So
it was just like
definitely did happen.
Literally, I'm just.
I'm just stick with my girl Snooki, but I know it happened.
No, literally.
I'm just so confused as to how they have it. Like no one's had like someone's had to have had like health things, because I feel like they need to. I know they need to like.
Dina was the worst with drinking. Have you got? I don't say anything.
I am about to start episode. Like I just finished.
I think what I'm talking about is in 5 or 6. So I'll shut up.
Because I'm just thinking about like even when I'm like traveling and like eating bad. Just like thinking about how that makes my body feel. I can't even imagine like what they were doing to their bodies for like 3, 4. I'm just like, I know that this is like stupid. I literally don't know who they are, but I'm just like, I don't want them to get sick. I don't want them to.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
No, I'm like, just like continuing that. I honestly am kind of hoping that some of it now is kind of like a facade where they're like pretending that they're like doing all the crazy things that they used to do, but in reality, they're probably just like sipping on water.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's probably like moderated now just because they're getting older. It's just they do like facades for probably the TV show now.
That's what I'm saying.
To like, make it like as iconic, in quotes, as before, but because the other one was so natural.
Yeah, I think it's funny that Angelina or whatever her name is that everyone was like, it was literally an insult to call when Dina was called like the new Angelina. Yeah. They were acting like that was an insult, and then she just came back. I was like, if a group of people, I do not care, like unless she's getting paid like hundreds of thousands a season or like almost millions, like if people were talking about me like that in public, and I was like, I would not want to go back to that group.
Love Angelina down, but she definitely just wanted attention, and she came back.
Oh no, 100%.
Like that's why she came back.
Oh
but
my
like
God,
she's also an icon in my eyes. Like I understand her.
Yes.
So yeah.
And the thing is, I feel like they kind of all like that's the reason. Like Sammy genuinely was like the one person who didn't really like wasn't really willing to like go back to the craziness of. Because, like, I've seen clips, and it does get toxic again. Like, there are, like, screaming fights, and that has to take a toll on you, especially when it's, like, you kind of, like, you have a lot more life experience, so you're understanding, like, these kind of fights, what they're going to do to, like, your mental health, like, your relationships. The fact that a lot of them are probably, like, some of them might be trying to date while still on the show. And so, like, their dating is on the show. Like, it's just going to have a long-lasting effect. So I feel like that would, it's probably a lot to handle for them.
It probably is. You're listening to 89.1 WIDR FM, online at widrfm.org. Okay.
I'm chilling.
Okay, wait, one more thing before we leave. Mm-hmm. Who is everyone's favorite person on Jersey Shore?
Okay.
Well,
mine is Snooki.
Mine's Dina.
No, literally,
I was on today.
No, oh yeah. If you wanna see, we post on our Instagrams. We like some of us were able to do it more than others. I kind of just threw on.
Oh, I went off. I literally
I threw on a shirt that I stole from my mom that I'm pretty sure is from like 2010. And then
is your mom a Jersey Shore like fan?
Well, no,
she was like
okay. I don't know how big of a fan she was at the time because like frankly we were like 5 or 6 and like we were just with her like we were at school with her all the time, so I don't know if she was able to watch it in front of us.
Okay,
but I know for a fact like that's like one of the big things that we like watched together during quarantine was Floribama Shore. It's so good.
I was just wondering because she knew a lot of the details. I was like, hey, go off.
I wouldn't be surprised. No, I'm not. I don't mean to call my mother out, but she watches so much reality television, like
too.
Below Deck, Real Housewives. Like
I love
all
reality
of that.
TV.
So I wouldn't be surprised if she watches Jersey Shore Family Reunion.
Vacation.
Whatever.
Okay.
Same thing.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, make sure you follow us on our social media, both on Instagram and TikTok at the Pop Effect Pod with an E. Yeah, we're trying to get some content. We're probably about to make some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jersey Shore.
We're probably about to make some Jersey Shore related TikToks. So watch out for those later this week.
I'm giving you some background music right now.
Yeah, she said yes, calling me out. So my mom does.
Who's your favorite person on Jersey Shore?
Mom, who's your favorite person on Jersey Shore?
I'm just
tell us right now.
Boop 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 boop.
Is your voice right there?
Okay, Mom, hurry up. We got 30 seconds here.
Okay.
She said Paul. Is that
Pauly D?
Honestly, kind of valid.
Okay, no, here's the thing.
Kinda valid.
What's so funny is that man, like, all of them have changed their appearances so much. She said he is funny. Yes, he is, Mom.
True.
He's so funny.
Honestly, I think out of the guys, he might be like the realest because I think what's his face?
Vinny. I'm a Vinny
stan.
I love Vinny, but I think the problem is that he kind of hides the fact, at least from what I've seen, he kind of hides the fact that he's the not best dude. He tries to like pretend that like, oh, I care about him, but at the same time, he's like, oh, I would do anything for my boys and let anything happen to these girls. Just
He's real. He's like, be real.
No,
he literally has the same hair.
So funny.
He has the same hair.
Everyone here, be real.
Oh my God!
No,
look at what my mom just said.
Real, like just be real.
Hey,
Like he was.
Yeah, Pauly is very
before
close to my
real.
dad's actual name, so my mom just made a joke about that.
Oh yeah, Pauly S. No, I have like
name is
5
not
names. Pauly S. Polyester. Let's go.
I forgot about that. Olivia literally started calling my dad Pauly S.
Polyester. That's funny. Okay.
All right, we gotta go.
Off the deep end right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
Bye. Come next week. Bye.